Olá, boa noite. O Exou Biribó, hoje com o vídeo 11 de The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. Coincidiu de Wilbur terminar as tarefas para Bill logo que Ivo chegou na cidade. Como Wilbur e os monstros foram traídos por Bill e seguem presos no subterrâneo, Ivo terá que libertá-los ao mesmo tempo em que tenta salvar o arquimago Sapinho, Pula Pula. Mas, por hora, ela própria está presa, dependendo da intervenção do mini-herói Time. O que eu posso fazer? Pegar um cartaz? Time?
Not possible right now.
Ah,
Not possible right now.
ele tem que pegar um cartaz, mas tem que esperar a hora certa.
No. That's not quite straight either. Try again.
Nessa hora.
All right. This fire is lit every night. Mr. Shieldhand used to enjoy grilling sausages on it. Oh, that's stopped since he lost one of his dimensions.
And I've
I wonder what he does when it rains.
Spit spot.
Pegar um pedaço de carvão.
A couple of bits of charred wood have fallen through the grill. I'll take one.
E ele não pôde guardar o cartaz, ele vai ter que trabalhar com o cartaz
That's not quite straight either.
aqui fora do
Try again.
inventário mesmo. Usar o carvão com cartaz.
The symbol of the resistance. That should be hanging up all over town. A symbol of freedom and justice that is impossible to overlook.
Devolver o cartaz à pilha.
Longer is this gonna go on?
Until you've learned to put the posters up nice and straight.
Ah, tinha que passar a cola no cartaz.
All right.
Agora ele vai colocar o cartaz na cadeira do guarda para grudar nas costas do guarda e ele ser um traidor da pátria, com o símbolo da resistência.
Time to turn Mr. Shieldhand into an advertising
That's not quite
figurehead for
straight
the
either.
resistance.
Try again. What the? What is it? Hey, Fox, is there something on my back? Can you see anything?
Oh, yeah. I can see something, all right.
What is it? Is there something stuck to me?
Now, what would the council leader say if our very own town guard was making propaganda for the rebels?
Propaganda? But I haven't...
Don't worry. I'll get it off. It might sting a little bit.
But no!
Stop that resistance sympathizer!
Ele derrubou alguma coisa lá que eu escutei o barulho, só as chaves brilhando aqui. Pega
The
a
three
chave.
keys on the town
Pra
guard's key ring.
pegar!
One of them should be for the door to the guardhouse, the others for the cells.
E por que pra pegar ele tinha que falar a mesma coisa que já
This is the
tinha
second
falado?
time I've had to rescue one of the big heroes of Avantasia. Timmy Mousevich, hero rescuer. Ivo, I've got the key.
Really? Well done.
Can you reach it?
No, but I've got a blanket in here which I can rip into strips. Right, that's sorted.
Wow, you're really fat.
I'm pregnant. Somehow. Where are Wilbur and the others?
In the underground. I'll let them know you're here.
But where? Oh,
Ah, foi aí então que coincidiu com aquela cena quando eles foram traídos, que o time chegou no subsolo dizendo: Ivo, Princesa Ivo está na cidade. Indo pela grua do Bill, não chega lá? Não dá para descer por aqui?
Presumably all these goods were delivered, or at least ordered, before Van Buren assumed power. I can't imagine any sane airship captain would dream of flying into Seastone right now. It all seems quiet and peaceful looking into the starlit sky. However, there are unbelievable powers and great tragedies occurring up there. We just don't look carefully enough.
Olhar a grua.
That crane's new. Seastone's merchants have been very creative where business is concerned. Someone once wanted to sell me a license for an apple. They didn't want the apple to belong to me, just the right to eat it. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have ended well had I agreed to that.
Tambor da loteria.
A lotto ball. Blank. Doesn't look like this has ever been used. If I do my job right, then soon I'm going to be an enemy of the state. And looking at this regime, I'd regard that as an honour. Of course, statues will always be the first to lend their support when there's a revolution. I'm not sure who this statue's meant to be, but I'm certain that the council leader's people have defaced it. I can't believe how the little rat boy got me out of jail. I think he must take after his uncle. From celebrated hero to enemy of the state number 0.5. Steep career path for Wilbur. A bucket with an evil-smelling, sticky, slimy substance. If I ever need anything like this, I'll know where to find it. There are many magical clothes in this world which strengthen the powers of their wearers. However, the rule of thumb is, the more useful the garment, the uglier it is.
Ah, é o chapéu de pescador dela? E a Bá quer que ela fique de chapéu de pescador ou não?
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Working late, are we?
A merchant's work is never done. Now, if you don't mind, I'm off on holiday.
Ah, então é por isso que ele tranca tanto essa latrina aí, porque aí a passagem para o submundo para pegar as ardósias lá. Vai de férias?
Who takes care of business when you go on holiday?
We don't get many walk-in customers nowadays. We concentrate primarily on production. But when I get back, I'm going to talk to the council leader about opening up new markets.
And these are tribbles that you're selling?
Fresh off the press, so to speak. The management's efforts have optimized production decisively.
Then one just needs to find someone who wants something like that.
I'm working on that. In my opinion, every school kid in the land needs a magic slate like this. I'm going to speak to the council leader of the merchants about that.
What did you say? Where's the entrance to the underground?
I didn't say anything. You've got no business down there.
And where exactly have those fluffy things been manufactured?
Not in the underground.
And this privy doesn't lead there?
No.
Then may I use it? Or is the flush not working?
I don't know anything about any underground. I just want to earn an honest crust. Why does everyone seem to have a problem with that? I'm taking these ghastly things to the school, then I'm out of here.
A merchant stall. Maybe it belongs to one of those delightful fellows up there on the wall. In the past, I'd have climbed up there easily. Right now, though, I'd rather put my feet up for an hour or two. No, Ivo, you must not allow this little problem to distract you. Seastone. I've never understood why so many people want to live in such a small place. The whole town looks like a rubbish tip over a sewer. Despite this, everyone was drawn here after the war. Seastone stood for freedom, the wide world, success. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. A great disguise for the secret entrance to the underground. No one would be keen to know where the things plopped into a privy would disappear to. And the merchant was in such a fluster that he forgot the padlock. Anybody there?
Ivo! Is that you?
Wilbur? What on earth have you been up to?
Well, you see, it's like this. And then he didn't pull us up. And then Timmy came and said you were in town. And then you called out, Wilbur! And I...
Thanks, I'm fully informed now. It's a pretty long story.
Yeah, but exciting too, right? And sometimes funny and a bit sad and...
What's the next step? How are we going to change the Archmage back?
So, actually, I wanted to, someone else should...
Wilbur was going to run away.
What?
Run away? Well, not really.
Of course not. We can't simply leave the town to this dreadful Van Buren. And from what we know, it's likely Munkus is sneaking around here as well.
So what do we do?
First, I'm going to get you up here, I guess. Then we can work out together how to rescue the Archmage.
But Remy's right. As long as the wand still exists, there's no way we can defeat Van Buren.
Master Alistair will know what to do.
Don't rely on me. Rely on yourselves and on your friends.
What? You have to speak up.
That's what the Archmage always said. Remy believed him. That's why he took the matter into his own hands.
What's happened to Remy?
He's relying on me. I'll follow him and we'll find a way to destroy the wand. You pull the zombies and Nate up, and then come up with something for the Archmage. Maybe we can also help one another a little. Maybe we can use the basket to exchange items and talk to each other through the hole.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Go get Esther, Gulliver. Time for some fresh air.
I don't know how to thank you, Wilbur.
It's all right.
Our second child will definitely be called Wilbur. What do you say, Nate? Want to see the stars?
You wait here, Timmy.
But I can help.
You sure can. If you hear terrified screams coming from the hole, then think of something.
You are going to find Uncle Remy, aren't you?
Of course.
Olhar a rocha.
You know, somehow I can't think of anything witty to say about this rock. It's heavy. Probably. Anyway.
Corda.
The rope has served me well twice already. Maybe it'll hold up for a third time, too.
A corda na rocha para descer. Ah, ele não pôs o chapéu da ba...
Okay. The time had to come sooner or later. Ah! Oh, hello?
Another one.
For years no one visits, and now all this activity?
I have something to do up top. See you later.
The ugly dwarf turned and made to leave that sinister place.
Hey, I'm not a dwarf, I'm a gnome. And Mum says I'm a handsome little fella, too.
He said defensively, but this did not impress the darkness much. Next, the dwarf said,
Isso está bastante escuro, não?
Not that I have anything against creepy voices from the dark, but maybe we could have a little light here?
Why is it dark? And what could you do to make it light?
The young hero stood in a beam of light, surrounded by the deepest darkness, and the voices said,
Two trolls look up into the night sky. One asks the other, What do you think? Is there life on the moon? And the other replies, Well, of course! There's a light on, isn't there?
Ugh.
Fantastic.
Engraçadão. Quem são vocês?
Who are you? And why don't you come into the light so I can see you?
We can't.
Well, we could. That we just don't want to. We are gods. We can do anything.
You're gods?
He froze, as if struck by a bolt of lightning, whilst the implications of this danced wildly around his head.
Actually, no, Really?
But you must. You are speaking to gods.
What exactly are implications?
Hey, two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, he tastes a bit funny.
Oh, do be quiet. I'm trying to create atmosphere here.
Isn't it about time for a riddle?
Se de verdade são deuses, por que não trazem alguma luz?
If you're gods, then can't you just say something like, let there be light, and it gets all bright in here?
Two trolls are looking up into the night sky, and one says to the other, what do you think? Is there life on the moon?
Not again.
Of course we could create some light. Or it could simply just be light in this cave. Where's the challenge in that?
But,
said the little dwarf,
why does everything always have to be so complicated?
and stamped his foot on the ground.
Say what?
You have to stamp your foot on the ground.
What kind of gods are you?
Well, we are...
Wait! He has to create light first.
Estou buscando amigo pequeno e peludo.
Did a rat in a hat pass through here?
asked the gnome in a brave voice. He, however, didn't know at this point that he would be leaving the caves without his friend.
You know something about Remy?
That's what one calls foreshadowing. It's a device used to keep the audience entertained.
Showing something other than complete darkness might also be helpful.
He's got to solve the riddle first.
So what's with Remy? Was he here? Where did he go?
Oh, I've got another one. One politician says to the other, I don't know why no one likes us. We don't do anything.
And what exactly has that got to do with the story?
Vou dar vistaço por aí.
Thank you for the conversation. I'll look around a bit.
Not without any light.
Hey, two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, he tastes a bit funny.
Well, that was a good one.
You scared him away.
He liked my jokes.
That's called irony.
But what's so funny about that?
Aside from the light coming through the hole, you can hardly see a thing down here. And I think I need more than just a torch or something like that. It sounds like I'm in a fairly large cavern.
Falar com as vozes, mas no escuro?
Hello? Are you still there?
Where else would we be?
Can't you give me a little help here? There's a little rat sitting up there who misses his uncle.
Emotion overcame the dwarf, and tears of anger and exhaustion welled up in his eyes.
That's not true! And I'm not a dwarf!
You must understand. The protagonist must come up against problems. No conflicts, no story.
Put as many obstacles in his way as you like, but can you still help me?
Perhaps a joke would calm the situation down.
No.
Ninguém quer ouvir o engraçadão. Vamos achar iluminação, então. Ou pedir para Ivo achar.
Perhaps even worse than down.
Wilbur, have you found Uncle Remy?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. The basket will let Ivo and I exchange stuff. Very handy if one of us gets stuck at some point.
Ivo!
Ivo?
What?
O que você faz em Pedra Mar?
Not that I'm not overjoyed to see you, but what are you doing in Seastone?
I need to talk to Archmage Alistair. There's a little... problem.
Unless it's about catching flies with your tongue, he's not going to be any help to you at the moment.
Well, the problem can wait. I hope.
Tem alguma ideia de onde poderia esconder-se Muncus?
Monkus has completely disappeared since the fight in the staff room. Do you think he's still in town?
Yes, I fear so. Like flies to Arbor's pot, dark sorcerers are attracted to power. A little girl with seemingly unlimited magic. He'll try anything to exploit that.
And he can transform himself into anyone. Be careful about whom you trust up there.
Who says he's up here? He could be down there with you. We must both keep our eyes peeled.
De verdade mudou tanto a cidade?
Remy said that much of the city's been transformed. Is it really that bad?
Some buildings have been badly affected, but nothing that couldn't be fixed with a few flaming torches. What's worse is that some people have also been transformed, and no one dares to say what they think anymore.
That is terrible.
Van Buren's intoxicated by power, worse than Joffrey. She's insane, she's going to ruin our world, and she has the means to do it.
Luckily you're here, Ivo. We'll stop them.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Onde está Van Buren?
Where's the council leader? Whatever you do, don't let her catch you.
It's okay. She's on her way to the Elf Burrow. She wants to pay my mother a visit.
Doesn't that worry you?
Nah, she'll get nowhere in the Elf Burrow. Elf protective magic is powerful.
So it's just a question of how long it takes Van Buren to figure that out.
She'll be furious. It's best we're no longer here by the time she gets back.
Necessito de luz.
For my search for Remy, I need something I can use to light an entire cave.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Thanks. I have to get going. Don't get caught.
Good luck. Keep your ears stiff.
Os dois... ela subiu os dois, eles estão aqui.
I get the impression they would go through thick and thin together. They simply belong together. I'm really envious of that. Hi, you two.
Oh, hello.
Bem-vindos à cidade.
I've not had the pleasure of making your acquaintance yet. My name's Ivo. Welcome to Seastone.
My name is Gulliver. This is my enchanting lotus blossom, Esther. Our son down there with the ogre is called Nate.
Nate?
Nate, yes. Named after a true hero and good friend. It was down to him that Esther and I got together back then in the Wildlands.
Aham. Não havéis encontrado Nate ultimamente?
About Nate. You haven't seen him recently, have you?
Unfortunately not. We would have loved to have had him at our wedding, but he suddenly disappeared.
I'm sure he's out there in the big wide world, helping other lovers find the happiness they deserve.
But he left his love behind in the process.
Do you know him?
That deceitful hypocrite who disappeared in the middle of the night with no explanation and leaving me standing there like an idiot of a pirate? No, I don't know him. Not anymore.
A Esther diz, eu acho tudo tão romântico. E o que eu farei agora? Onde vocês vão agora?
It's not safe for you here in Seastone. Not for anyone.
I know, but where else can we go? Zombies and the undead aren't really welcome anywhere.
People think that we eat their brains. But to be honest, they really don't taste of anything.
Ew. Well, perhaps you'd be better off in the Wildlands. There are loads of people like you there.
Why do we have to go? Just because other people have a problem with us? That's not fair.
Isso aí. E se tomassem a cargo a produção de tablets quando tudo acabar?
Wilbur talked about the machine that you built together. Maybe you can bring it up here and build slates for yourself when everything's returned to normal.
I don't think so. Only Bill knows where to get the intelligent stone. And he'd claim I've stolen his idea. He can afford ghouls. Worse, lawyers. Anyway, where am I going to get the gold? Who would even lend me a copper piece?
Don't give up, Sunshine. Small setbacks are a part of death.
Esther's right. Those who fight may lose, but those who don't fight have lost already.
Says the young, pretty and rich elf princess.
I've got to go now. Bye, you two.
Bye.
Bye.
Vamos ver como é que está a cidade aqui embaixo. Aqui embaixo é essa parte. E o ogro está cuidando da lojinha. Nate.
This is Nate. His name isn't his fault. I'll try to be nice to him.
NT.
Hello, Innate. Are you interested in these toys, then?
He says, finally I know where all the rubbish comes from.
You can understand him.
It's quite obvious what he thinks of this junk. I think he says one could also build something useful out of all this. He's an inventor.
Flores.
That's unusual. We have pretty much every known plant species in the Elf Burrow. But this, what is it? Smiling flowers? That's magic, not nature.
Olhar o ogro. Ela ainda não conhece o ogro.
A two-headed ogre. Rather rare and pretty complicated, anatomically speaking.
Fala.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Mademoiselle.
Fat elf!
Eu não sou gorda.
My name is Ivo, and you are?
Not Princess Ivo from the Woodland Realm.
Yep, that's me.
It's an honor, Your Highness. Although, considering the current situation, perhaps you shouldn't tell everyone who you are.
Perdão, não soube o seu nome.
I still don't know your name, kind sir.
Oh, excuse me, Your Serene Highness.
Please, call me Ivo.
My name is Zloff. That's my brother, Blout.
Blout?
Você é mago, não é verdade, Sloth?
Perhaps you could explain to me what's happened here. You're a mage, right, Zloff?
Mage? Me? No.
Why Sloth always say that? Sloth is mage.
Not after what happened to the other mages in this town.
What's happened?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. But I've definitely given up magic, and therefore I am no longer a mage.
Interessante esse local.
Nice shop, but a bit unusual.
Candy floss, puppies, chocolate, baby dolls.
It's dreadful. We had such a lovely inn. Subdued lighting, smoky air, and lots of alcohol. And now...
Lollies! You in! Lollies!
Ou seja, que a pequena Vambura transformou a sua pousada.
A whole building has been transformed permanently. A little girl shouldn't have the power to do that. How does she do it?
I, don't know what you mean.
Are you expiring?
You what?
Blout should tell council leader if people expire.
You're spying for the council leader?
Blout's afraid the merchant council leader's daughter might turn him into a little girl with pigtails if he doesn't cooperate with her mother.
We shouldn't give away that daughter does magic. You're expiring.
No, Blout, we're not.
Then that's okay. Sloth?
Yes, Blout.
What is expiring?
Alcançariam os teus conhecimentos de mágico para saber como iluminar uma enorme caverna escura?
A friend of mine who's active in the non-existent resistance has to somehow illuminate a big cave.
I'm no longer a mage and have nothing to do with the resistance. And because I'm no longer a mage, I don't need my magical equipment anymore. Like, for example, this clicker, which can capture starlight.
Good job that you aren't a mage anymore. Now I can give this thing to my friend, who's not on a wanted list and who's also not in the resistance, which also doesn't even exist.
Why talk so strange? Something not right here.
You're much too suspicious, dear Blout.
Não deveriam espionar para a líder do conselho.
Blout, I don't think you should spy for Van Buren. She's bad news. Surely you can see that?
Blout not want to spy, but Blout not want to be changed into bunny rabbit.
I was all for fleeing, but Blout wanted to stay and hide.
Quite difficult, given your size.
Blout bought disguise. No one recognised Blout.
Maybe not, but what about me?
Como seria o disfarce?
Have you still got the disguise you were going to use to hide from the council leader?
Still got.
Would you give it to me?
You want hide from council lady? You conceiving?
No, I just want to secure the disguise and hand it in at the school.
Otherwise, the rebels could get hold of the disguise, Blout. Do you want to be responsible for a rebel disguising themselves with your outfit?
No! Blout, good little boy. Here, take.
Thanks for the chat.
You were like a beacon of light in the darkness of night, Princess.
Seastone is big. First, I should gather as much information as possible from up here before I go wandering aimlessly through the town down there.
Cartaz.
Wanted for the murder of Archmage Alistair, the dirty, rotten, dangerous, armed and whiffy fiend, Wilbur Weathervane. The wanted man is armed and dangerous. Ha! Wilbur might be many things, but armed and dangerous?
Aproximar-se da porta. Foi lá no guindaste que ela tinha visto as estrelas, né? Capturar a luz. Guloseimas.
Salt pretzels, donuts with icing sugar, together with hot mustard and a bit of pickled cabbage. Perfect.
Tá com desejos esquisitos de grávida.
Oh, I think this baby's trying to influence my mind. I've never had a craving for fish fingers with custard before.
Céu estrelado. Tá. Clicador mágico.
Right then, capture starlight. That is beautiful.
Torre do Mago.
The Mage Tower in Seastone is notorious. It's been said it has a mind of its own. It confuses people. It's said that visitors the town didn't like never emerged again after venturing inside.
Torre da Escola.
Wilbur wrote very excitedly to me that he, of all people, had been appointed as the first professor to the school by the Archmage. I think he was very proud, but also a bit intimidated because of his colleagues and the students. Those are the kind of worries that we'd be grateful for right now. When the cat's away, the mice will play. Let's go in. What the? You could have hit me.
Whatever. No one's allowed to enter the school as long as the council leader's away.
Estou aqui num assunto oficial para a líder do conselho.
Council Leader Van Buren has asked me to get something from her office for her.
She didn't tell me. She only told me to knock the head off anyone who tries to get in here while she's away.
Oh, presumably she forgot to mention it. She'll be very angry if I don't bring her what she requested.
Angry with you, not with me.
Oh, que bom guarda você é, sempre de olho vivo.
Oh, somebody's really on the ball here, and really decisive. Well done.
Yeah, no problem for a professional like me.
Oh, I'll mention that in my report.
What report?
Oh, I'm not really permitted to tell you, but let's just say a positive evaluation should give your career a boost.
But I'm exactly where I want to be.
Really?
Sure, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Você aproveita o seu trabalho, não é? Gosta de...
You really must have a ball every day harassing people.
A smart guy like me can really make good in this world.
But you're destined for greater things. Go out there and prove it.
I could, but I don't wanna. Let everyone else bumble around if they wanna. They always come crawling back asking for help at some point. And I just say, deal with your own shit, you bumblers. Ah!
Oh, what a delightful conversation.
Well, it's no surprise you liked it. Conversations with the one and only Grumder Klimpus are always a laugh. It was rather disappointing for me. But you did your best.
Olhar o guarda-troll.
His general appearance is not exactly pleasant, and his most defining feature is his melodious stink.
Think you're something special because you know all these long words, eh? Pathetic.
He's not particularly quick, physically nor mentally.
It's all. Learn English.
Eu tenho a chave da parte alta, clicador mágico e o disfarce. Por que ela poria o disfarce?
I've got to get into the staff room, so that's where I'm going.
Of course you are. And I'm going to give you a taste of my axe.
You wouldn't hit me.
Despite the fat belly and skinny legs.
I can't risk starting a fight with the troll. Yeah, I could get past him, but he might follow me and wake up half the town in the process. Annoyingly, I can't trick him either. He's just too stupid for that.
Será que a Bá quer que ela fique de óculos, assim? Entregar as estrelas.
Wilbur?
Yes?
Capturei um pouco da luz das estrelas. Não tá saindo som.
Really? Wow!
I'm going to send the clicker down in the basket. You must wait until you're in the dark cave before you set the starlight free.
Got it!
Há troll vigiando a escola.
There's a fully grown troll with an axe in the entrance hall of the school, and he won't let me into the staff room. Is there another way into the school?
If we had some fireplace travel powder, you could get into the staff room through the fireplace.
Fireplace? I'm sure there isn't a fireplace in there. Presumably it's now a doll's house or something.
Maybe the fireplace in the library's still okay.
Worth a try. Just missing the powder now.
It's on the headmaster's desk.
Which brings us back to the start of our problem.
Yep, that's about the size of it.
That's all for now.
See you later.
Ela não pode entrar nem na biblioteca nem na sala dos professores. E ele não ajuda nada, dizendo que dá para ir pela lareira.
Wow!
Oh, that's bright.
I can see.
By God, you've got old.
You're only statues.
We are gods, trapped in statues. That, by the way, is a very exciting story.
Could someone help me up?
Thank you. Hey, all this light reminds me of a joke. Two trolls look up into the night sky. One asks the other, "What do you think? Is there life on the moon?" And the other replies, "Well, of course! There's a light on, isn't there?"
Maybe you could just lie him face down in the sand.
A small alcove with some truly gruesome ornamentation. Whoever designed this thing must have been in an alarming state of mind. A small alcove with some truly gruesome ornamentation. Whoever designed Were the statues of the gods made by human hand? Or did they make themselves? So you're gods in statues? Did someone imprison you?
And so it came to pass that the young hero encountered the epic story, which...
The statues depict us. They are our last refuge.
I always thought gods lived somewhere up in the sky in really stylish cloud palaces.
I have lived in many temples, all of which were dedicated to me. The faithful met in them, discussing and answering the most difficult of questions. And they all paid homage to me, the god of riddles.
And then you were forgotten and ate sand for a few centuries.
That one calls himself Jerry, the god of bad jokes.
The god of humor?
That is Avini, goddess of the arts, and I am...
Hypnis, the chatterbox.
the god of good stories.
One picture speaks more than 1,000 words.
Good day.
Do you wish me a good day? Or mean that it is a good day whether I want it or not? Or that you feel good this day? Or that it is a day to be good on?
Então você é o deus das adivinhações?
If you're the god of puzzles, I have a serious bone to pick with you.
Why?
Why does everything have to be so complicated? An unlocked chest? Someone who just helps? For free? Is that too much to ask for?
Nothing worth having in this world simply falls into your lap.
Yes, but chess puzzles to open doors? Complicated machines in submerged temples, machines that must have been completely pointless when the temples were still in operation.
I agree. This is all just a distraction from the story.
I don't know what the problem is. Doing a little dance to create a flash of lightning? That's brilliant.
Sigo sem entender.
I still don't understand why you're here and not somewhere beautiful instead. I mean, you're gods. Can't you do whatever you want?
Of course we can. Well, theoretically.
In reality, though, no one has believed in us for a long while. Do you know how gods are created, young man?
I thought all of the gods had always been there.
Nah.
We get our power by people believing in us. It can be a great power. A power that can move mountains and flare up conflict.
But if no one believes in you anymore, nothing remains.
Our temples were destroyed centuries ago, or rededicated to other more bloodthirsty gods. These 4 statues are all that remain. If they disappear, we, like our religion, will cease to exist.
What's up with this creepily decorated alcove? Is there a statue missing here?
I wouldn't say missing.
Where there is light, there is shade. Where there is good, there must also be evil. The Nameless One was probably the most powerful amongst us. Whenever anyone did anything evil, people believed that it was his fault.
Oh, and because everyone believed in him?
He became more and more powerful. It was simple for everyone. They could blame all their bad deeds on him.
Where is he now?
They banished him to the dungeon dimension. It's probably the greatest story of all time.
That will be told another time. He was banished, and many small gods were put in his place. Murphy, the god of stupid coincidences. Monday, the god of bad moods. Alki, the god of drunkenness.
Hundreds, thousands of little gods that people could blame when they did something bad or stupid.
I have to go.
Go out into the world with open eyes. It is full of riddles.
Então me faça uma adivinhação.
Sure, there are lots of puzzles to solve. But he's more likely to throw new questions at me than help me answer old ones.
Não, ele não quer descobrir nada. Deus do humor.
Oh, young friend, would you like to hear a joke?
The god of humor! Wow! Sounds like you'd have a lot to laugh about.
Oh, of course! It'd be a sorry state of affairs if I didn't.
It is really bad if one constantly has to hear the same joke told time and time and time again.
Oh, you just haven't got a sense of humour. Listen, one politician says to the other, I don't know why no one likes us. We don't do anything. or do you know the one?
Yes, we know it.
Party poopers.
I have to go. Hi.
Hello, my young friend.
The art? Is that like when you make a face out of macaroni and glue it to some paper?
Art is everywhere. There is nothing in this world that isn't art. That's why I'm the most important goddess here.
The world consists of stories.
Now, you both know the world would be terribly dull without a good laugh.
Every time a painter picks up his brush, a sculptor his chisel, or a bard his lute, they are singing my praises.
The painters and sculptors sing too.
Leave it, Gnome. She's not so good with words.
I have to go.
Go forth and create something.
Hello,
said the young hero, and then asked the decisive question.
I've always liked stories, especially the story of the knight Ni as he rode out to slay the evil dragon.
Yes, one of my finest.
You wrote the knight Ni story?
I wrote all stories, so to speak. Boy falls in love with girl, hooker with a heart, happy ending, all my inventions. Everything since is just variations on a theme, really.
Wow.
I also invented the words and, wide, and jam, as well as the letters E, Q, and L. Oh, and the Oxford comma. The last has, however, not been accepted by the majority.
I have to go,
he said, and went out into the world. A short while later, he said,
Disse ele, o Deus das boas histórias, é como aquela que jamais disse isso. Disse ela. Mirar ao lago.
This lake looks weird. The water is so dark and somehow wrong.
Oh, it's real water.
Then I could just swim to the island?
Oh, I wouldn't try that if I were you.
And if I build a raft and get myself a small rowing boat?
No boat can cross this lake, spoke the mighty voice of the highest of the gods. We can only explain to you how to get over the lake.
Tem objeto pequeno aqui no chão.
That's Remy's shrinking ring. That means he was here. Remy!
Eles podem dizer como chegar ao outro lado, mas não vão dizer?
Is this also a goddess?
No, that is an Amazon. They guarded our temples.
Didn't do a particularly good job of it, did they? Hello,
said the young hero, and then asked the decisive question.
Tenho que chegar à ilha.
I think my friend Remy's on the island over there. How can I cross to it?
Now, it's quite simple.
No, it isn't. First he's got to answer some riddles.
Oh, we've already done with the light. Can't we simply get on with the story now?
Previously, people honored us, gave us offerings, erected temples.
I can't build you a temple.
No, but you can honor us, so that we will bestow our favor upon you.
You are, awesome.
How pitiful.
You must give each of us an offering, or fulfill for each of us one wish. Or something like that.
Yes, and only when you've won over 3 of us will we reveal how you can cross the dark water safely.
People, gods, whatever you are, this isn't a game. Remy may be in danger.
When he is in the temple of the Nameless One? For sure.
Another reason for you to hurry. Chop chop, mortal. win our favor.
You said that the temple on the island was for the Nameless One?
That's right. Hundreds of years ago, the Nameless One grew ever more mighty, winning over an increasing amount of followers. Of course, the priests of the other gods were very unhappy about this, so they forbade the name of this god to be spoken, his symbols to be worn, or for prayers to be said to him. Those who were versed in the dark arts and wanted to use the god's power for their own purposes built this temple deep under the town. They performed forbidden rituals there and increased the might of the god. In return, he gave them untold power.
That doesn't sound good.
It wasn't. At some point or other, they were discovered and the temple destroyed. Shortly thereafter, the Nameless One was banished, and for centuries all was peaceful on the island.
And then what happened to the temple? What happened next?
A few years ago, men appeared. They visited the temple and held rituals there. Rituals we had not witnessed for centuries. Dark mages who had delved too deeply into old books and found the whereabouts of the temple. They built a machine, the purpose of which we can only speculate over.
Maybe they wanted to bring the Nameless One back to this world.
If that was their aim, they didn't succeed. The island lapsed back into peaceful darkness. I suspect the mages had been killed.
Ah, then my wand might have belonged to one of the Dark Mages.
I don't know anything about magic wands. I just know that for several years the temple has been inhabited by a ghost which never leaves.
And Remy's just gone there.
That reminds me of an old story. Shortly before the first amphibians...
Sorry, I just don't have time for long stories at the moment.
Oh, of course. But just run along then. Check out the neighborhood for stuff and try to make sense of it all.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. My vote would be to get the story moving again.
We agreed that he has to complete a task for each of us.
But you don't know what happens on the island. It will be very exciting and very emotional. Oscar-worthy.
What's happening on the island?
Down here, riddles must be solved if you want to get any further, just like in the good old days.
Okay then. A task. Tell me a story.
That's hardly a suitable task.
Storytelling is not easy. It has to be a creative, exciting story that meets my exacting standards. Come on, gnome. Think up a story to knock us off our feet.
Jovem granjeiro, planeta com 2 sóis, menino que vive debaixo das escadas com seus pais malvados, arqueólogo que se salva pelas pedras de uma grande rocha rolante, leão pequeno, filho do rei, na savana, menino que vive debaixo das escadas com seus pais malvados.
Well, a boy whose horrible relatives make him live under the stairs.
Logo vê coelho branco com relógio de bolso. Vem a vê-lo 13 anões sem que esperasse. Descobre que tem poderes sobre-humanos. Quer começar uma nova vida do outro lado do oceano e sobe num barco que não pode se quebrar.
So, he wants to start a new life across the ocean and boards a ship, an unsinkable one.
Aha! Gripping storyline, exciting characters. The first act is complete. What are the further developments and climax going to be?
Conhece homem que lhe mostra uma pildora roxa, uma pildora azul e logo tem fome e se supõe que deve enfrentar a morte com os outros em uma arena. Se converte em capitão, enfrenta zumbi e polvo, piratas, até que então, quando seu pai morre, se converte na cabeça da família e leva a cabo uma sangrenta vingança. Se converte em capitão, enfrenta zumbi, polvo, piratas.
So yes, then he becomes a captain and is faced with a zombie and squid and pirates until later.
E logra escapar do aquário onde havia estado fechado todo o tempo. Cruza seu raio com o de seus amigos e assim consegue derrotar os fantasmas. Ele e Jenny se reencontram na água. baixam a seu amigo robô no ferro líquido. Ele e Jenny se encontram na água. Nada a ver com nada, mas...
He and Jenny see each other in the middle of the water.
And then, the twist.
O mesmo dia se repete sem parar, o dia da marmota. Todo o tempo ele havia estado morto. Era um sonho dentro de um sonho dentro de um sonho. É Kaiser Soze. É um sonho dentro de um sonho dentro de um sonho.
So it was a dream. In a dream. In a dream.
Ah, very original.
But...
You've got my support, my young friend.
So, one got down, 2 to go.
Falar com adivinhações.
Good day.
Do you wish me a good day? Or mean that it is a good day whether I want it or not? Or that you feel good this day? Or that it is a day to be good on?
A ver se adivinho. Devo resolver algum tipo de tarefa para ganhar seu favor?
I guess the only way to gain your favor is by performing a strange set of tasks.
No tasks. Riddles. That's all that matters to me. If you ask me a question I can't answer, you win my favor.
That sounds familiar.
My first riddle for you goes like this. What has roots nobody can see, towers beyond the tallest tree, never grows to get this high, but reaches up towards the sky?
Nós já fizemos um que tinha essa adivinhação no outro jogo, né? É montanha. Não é uma torre, é uma montanha. Não é um rio. É montanha.
Roots that nobody sees, higher than a tree, but never growing. A mountain. Could be a mountain.
It is a mountain. Well done. Now, it's your turn. Ask me a question. If I can't answer it, you have won my favor.
Que som faz uma árvore que cai derrubada por um arenque quando não há ninguém escutando? O que eu tenho nos bolsos? Qual é a resposta da pergunta da vida, o universo e tudo? O que acontece quando uma árvore cai derrubada por um arenque, como os cavaleiros que dizem ni mandaram fazer.
What is the sound of a falling tree felled with a herring while no one was listening?
Spalakaka.
I don't think that's correct.
Of course, I am the god of riddles. I'm absolutely all-knowing.
But...
My turn. 30 white horses on a red hill. First they champ, then they stamp, then they stand still.
Mordem, machucam e descansam. São brancos numa cela vermelha. Os dentes.
30. White on a red hill. Teeth? Teeth!
Well, I never. That's correct. Clever little fellow. Your turn.
O que eu tenho nos bolsos?
What have I got in my pockets is?
Some bits of fluff and a ring, a shrinking ring to be precise, a magical device that some people call a clicker. And no, that's all.
Wow, impressive.
Yep. Yes, god of riddles, all-knowing and almighty. Nice to meet you. My turn. Voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless mutters.
Fala, voa, morde. O vento é o primeiro. A morte poderia ser? Não. Meu avô. A Tigu diria essa. Meu avô. O vento.
Screaming, flying, biting, muttering and whistling? That's obvious. The wind.
Oh, all right, yes. But that was easy. Your turn. Do your worst.
Qual é a resposta à pergunta da vida, do universo e tudo?
What is the answer to the question of life, the universe and everything?
41.5.
Are you absolutely sure?
Of course, I am the god of riddles. I'm absolutely all-knowing. Others may get their sums wrong, not I.
But...
My turn. Something that consumes us all, from the mighty to the small, eats into iron and grinds down stone, dulls every sword, breaks every throne, defeats kings, turns their castles to dust, waits for no man, for pass it must.
A água? Não, o tempo. Ninguém pode defender-se do tempo.
You mean time, right? Nothing can hide from it, neither trees, nor birds, nor kings.
Not even the gods. Everything has its time, and all things must pass. Correct answer. Your turn.
Pode pensar em alguma pergunta tão difícil que você não possa responder?
If you're all-knowing and all-powerful, can you think of a question that is so difficult that even you can't answer it?
Of course. I can do anything.
But if you're all-knowing, you would know the answer to every question.
Of course I know.
Here's the deal. You give me your favor, and we'll just drop the troublesome topic of omniscience completely.
With that, the actual task which I set, without your knowledge, has been mastered. You have won my favor, pedantic mortal.
And that's 2 gods in the bag.
Falta eles disseram que bastava 3? O engraçadão.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh, young friend, would you like to hear a joke?
As you're in such a good mood, you'll help me get to the island, right?
Oh, comedians always have a dark side. It's not easy making everyone else laugh.
And what do you know about that?
I am the god of humor. I invented badumtus.
Yes, only so that people will know when they have to laugh.
Oh, yeah? 2 cannibals are eating a clown. One says to the other, he tastes a bit funny. Eh? Eh?
Ha! Ha 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 ha, that was new.
You see? It's a tough business making people roll in the aisles. You lot just don't realize that because you've never tried it yourself. Hey, that's it! That's the task I'll set you, mortal! Make me laugh!
You want me to tell you a joke?
One that's so funny, it makes my stomach ache with laughter. Oh, it'll have to be a right royal rib tickler.
I don't think I know any jokes.
Oh, come on, everyone knows a joke. Most aren't of a standard high enough to make a god laugh, of course. But anyway, ask around and try your luck.
I have to go.
A deusa das artes.
Hi.
Hello, my young friend.
O que posso fazer para ganhar seu favor?
And what do I have to do to gain your favor?
Well, you don't appear to have a cup of wine on you. Can you dance?
Of course.
Okay, my first request, don't. And don't ever think about dancing again. Painting, sculpture, music. How do you fare in these arts?
To be honest, I'm a cracking dancer, but I'm rubbish at everything else.
Then best leave art to the professionals, like myself. I would love to sing again, but I really can't remember what the notes sound like. Bring me a tuning fork or something of that kind. When I hear the notes, I'm sure it would all come flooding back to me.
Diapasão ou algo que tenha as notas musicais?
I have to go.
Go forth and create something.
Então é isso. Hoje vamos parando por aqui. O Exou Biribó, agradecendo a presença, o apoio, as dicas, a torcida, desejando boa noite e até amanhã. Por enquanto eu fui.